Well, we're at it again, on the road, hitting every state between Indy down to Florida, so we can get to the boat and spend a little R&R time. R&R time, that's actually hilarious. Anybody who has a boat knows that you rarely relax. But we did, I mean, a little bit at least. We took in a little of the scenery and then obviously looked around and went, how many more things do I have to do on this boat? Doesn't everybody do that who has a boat? You think everything is fine, and then you look around and you see like a slew of projects that are just waiting, like that wallpaper. Yeah, that would be one. Not sure what to do with the garage here. Working on that as well. Oh, so much to do and so little money. Easiest place to start is to clean the boat. So Todd got to work on that. I hired Fox Diving Services, great guy out of Destin, Florida, to dive the boat, clean it, give it a good rub down. Just easier. He has all the cool tools. You can watch him clean our boat on his channel, which is linked below. Alright, so while we're down here, we removed finally this last failed attempt at beadboard on our roof. So I'm gonna get this glued down, we're gonna do some sanding, and then we're gonna come up with a better solution. This light is coming down. We're gonna just do odd projects while we're here. We're gonna do some painting over here on that shelf. It's obviously getting waterlogged. So just a few things. We're discussing what to do with this roof anyway, because it has some cracking and waterlogged soft spots all over the glass up there. So we're even trying to figure out what to do with that. Oh my gosh, okay. So the diver just got done. This is what's left of one of our zincs. It's doing its job, which is good. This was on the shaft. And that means, okay, so we've been in salt since November and it is now May. So they did a good job. It's time to get him replaced. So he'll probably be back to clean the boat because we won't be here, and he can put them on then. So he's going to put on zincs for us, I think, next time. So there you go. That's what's left of one of the zincs. The other one is still on there, but barely. Realized that I did not introduce you guys to the newest family member. This is Skipper. Skipper is a polydactyl kitty. What do you think, Skip? Come here. Pippi doesn't like him very much, but they do play. But you can see his feet. Oh my gosh, okay, sorry. There you can see his feet. He's got lots of toes. But this is Skipper, so we have a Pip and a Skip. Sir Salt, it's been a long time since you've made an appearance on Salt and Siren YouTube channel. What would you like to say?
It's been a long time since I've been out of captivity.
What are you doing there, kid?
Priming this so we can put some enamel on it. Hopefully,
Weatherproof it?
weatherproof it a little more than what it is right now.
Well, what's wrong with it?
Just getting water. Catching water. Now that we don't have the isinglass on the back, it's a little more susceptible to moisture. I mean, we are underneath the cover, but the cover's slipped still. Got some painting to do. Got some primer for our surfaces that need to convert to enamel. So I'm just priming this.
at the part of our boat journey where we just want to get the boat looking a little bit better, a little more polished up, which means that you're not always fixing everything, but it's better to like have it clean or have a surface painted or what have you. So at least when you're there, you don't feel like you're kind of living in squalor, right? So we did some painting along the edge here. We're going to do a little bit more, as you'll see here coming up. And, you know, just so we can enjoy it a little bit more, not look around and go, man, that looks really bad. Wait a minute. What did I say about having the boat cleaned up, looking polished? Yeah, that lasted like 5 minutes. We're going to be here 3 more days. And we started a project. Can you tell? I'm so glad we cleaned the boat. All right. So I started this project back in Indianapolis, as some of you who've been following us might remember, where I was painting all of the railings. It sucks because up underneath are all these snaps for our isinglass. I am not going to show you the bottom because I'm hoping that we can just ignore it. Just being completely honest. But we did take these off and we sanded underneath that. Todd took a chisel, file, hammer, sandpaper, you name it, to all this little intricate stuff. So it's so much better, but holy moly, this is a bad design. So we've got places where things are rotting out because the water sits, so we're gonna try to address that. It's supposed to run off right here, that's why this is so weathered. So at some point, obviously, that's gonna need to be replaced. It's not gonna be now. So, but Evan and I have been, this would be Evan, for those of you who haven't seen him in a while, have been sanding all of this. Now that we have a little better access, we took off all of the plexiglass, white plexiglass around the outside perimeter so we could get in here underneath, because it obviously goes right down to here. So now we're looking a lot better. I just kind of touched up the spots that I did back in Indianapolis. It's looking really nice. So we're gonna take up the rest of these so we can do some sanding underneath all these little, yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Do you see how many of those there are, Evan? There's a lot. And Todd still has to do that whole other side. So for those of you who have been with us, you know that this color is the same color as our boot stripe. So when I did that in Alabama, we decided to do the same color as the boot stripe to kind of tie it in. So Todd is doing this section first. Looking good, babe.
Yeah.
Nice work, Salt. That's what the hatch looks like when it's open.
Okay, so we're ending our first weekend in a while, our week in a while, working on the boat. We just tied in some things up that we can. Kind of put the back end back together. We've taken the isinglass down. You can kind of see how the top panels kind of turned out. It's kind of a temporary solution, but I think it looks pretty good until we figure out the top situation. We We got our sides back up, so it looks more like an enclosed boat. So Janae's up there. She's putting the third coat on the back half of the floor. As you can see, our dancer's straddling the paint zone. And she's putting the final coat on. So the gray is going to be fairly dark, but I think it's going to look good with the, it's going to go well with the bottom and the kind of, you can see how the gray stain turned out on our railings. So we're kind of in that slate gray template color palette. So we're going to throw our cabinet back once this dries, and we're going to put at least maybe a coat in the morning before we go and let it just simmer when we get back. What do you think, babe? Did a lot.
We didn't plan on doing anything, I think we did all right.
Yeah. Got all our handrails back in. They're all caulked. And you can tell that I polished a few of them. They're just really hard to do without taking it all the way apart. But you can kind of see the caulk. We'll clean that up once I know that everything's dry when we come back down. Razor blade off any excess, but that's kind of where we're at.
And then it was time to say goodbye to this one for a little while and head home. But wow, did we not realize what we were going home to. Needless to say, it was a very restless night, and these nights continued. Not this bad, but they're still not back to normal, and we have all kinds of crazy things that are going on. We walked the city the next day to see what the extent of the damage was, and while some of these businesses are now open, most of them are still all boarded up, and there are a number of businesses that are owned by our friends that will not be opening up again. So it was incredibly sad to watch this all unfold and to watch the destruction. And Indianapolis has worked really hard to have a beautiful downtown, and to watch it go up in flames literally in one weekend was very sad. So we decided to go back to the boat. We just felt more safe there. We knew we had plenty of stuff to do there. And so that's what we did. But that's for a next episode, where we also celebrate our anniversary and get plenty of other projects done. So we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.